Okay, so I wasn't going to do a video about this, but Steve Geppi posted this picture. I just saw it today. He posted it like 2 days ago. And there's Steve having a great time. Just another Friday night with five beautiful women. Whoever's got around him, surrounded him. He's having a great time. He just took over control of Diamond Comic Distributors fully again. And one thing you got to say about Steve Geppi is, don't hate the player, hate the game. Geppi, for good or for bad, has shaped the comic book industry, and I've been a part of the comic book industry for 35 years now. So good for him. Good for him. He's back in control. He's having a good time. A lot of people have benefited from Diamond. A lot of people have had a hard time because of Diamond, because he shaped and now is a huge part of the comic book store industry. The comic book industry is a lot more than just comic book stores. And Steve Geppi is into a couple of other businesses. He's not just in the comic book store industry. But I call it the comic book store industry because what we're doing now with crowdfunding has nothing to do with comic book stores. It's its own industry, and it's the only part of comics that's really growing really aggressively. It grew like 25% in 1 year, and there's no sign of it slowing down. We're going to get onto this article in The Beat, talking about Steve Geppi taking on the role of president now among the additional titles that he has. He's really just solely him in control. Before we get into the article, go ahead, check out, if you want to support me, College of the Dead, the Graduation Day comic book. You can get to it by collegeofthedead.com. And this book is already shipped. It's a zombie apocalypse story. It's really good. This is the second one. It already shipped on time on Indiegogo. Very successful. The first book is also available as well. You can get the link in the description. Also support and check out the Mermaids comic book. It's like Game of Thrones with mermaids. It's my next big project. It's full color. It's completely done. A huge original cast of characters. We spent a couple of years developing this. It was really ambitious. I had a great creative team. The work is completely done. It's 48-page full color graphic novel. It's going to be coming out very soon. All right, so back to the article. So this article comes from The Beat. It's written by Heidi McDonald. Heidi is an interesting lady. She's been in comics a long time too, but she's another story. So it goes on. It's been a wild 4 months for Diamond Comic Distributors, and a new wrinkle arrived today as a letter sent to staff, vendors, and retailers, vendors includes publishers, revealed that founder Steve Geppi has added president of Geppi Family Enterprises to his portfolio, along with his previous titles at that company, GFE, that's his main company, chairman and CEO. So what this means is Steve Geppi is replacing the guy he was using to run and consolidate the business operations. Basically, his head operations guy, this straight-laced looking guy, Stan Hyman, who's probably a very credible, nice guy. But Steve Geppi needs a player in there. He needs a street fighter. He needs someone who knows. And I don't know who Stan Hyman is. But there's nobody in the comic book industry at any level that doesn't know who Steve Geppi is. That's important for all of Steve Geppi's business relationships as he kind of reworks what he wants to do with his business. So Steve Geppi here replacing Stan Hyman. We already saw his picture. He seems like a nice guy, who was added to the executive structure last year when GFE, come on Heidi, was announced. As noted, Games Radar, which is Newsarama, Hyman listed his role at GFE as, this is what Hyman said, "When I arrived, the infrastructure consisted of 10 warehouses, over 1 million square feet of space, and approximately 700 employees." It's a lot of employees. I was tasked to restructure the company, consolidate all of the brands, and conduct a technology transformation across the enterprise. That is one big, tall task to give somebody. So I hope Stan had done that successfully in the past before, because you don't give somebody that kind of task unless they've done it before. But we'll see. Now, though, Hyman's out. With this in mind, Hyman oversaw a suite of sweeping changes at Diamond and other Why does she keep typing GPE? Heidi, please, GFE businesses, including the departure of many longtime Diamond employees and the restructuring of the roles of the remaining executives. So, what were these sweeping changes at Diamond? I'm glad you asked. Let's take a quick look. Huge changes at Diamond. Roger Fletcher departs. Powell upped and more. Yeah, so he got rid of a couple people. But basically, this is ridiculous. You know, even though Diamond moves a lot of volume, they should not have 10 warehouses to manage. There's no reason, because at the time, at least, they're handling all the distribution for the comic book store industry. They should be able to consolidate their warehouses. And I assume that it's like Geppi is too tough. He's looking at me like he's mad at me or something in this picture over here. But maybe he is. I don't know. They should be down to 3 to 5 warehouses. They don't need 700 people spread out across all these warehouses. They need enough people to get the books in, get the books out, get the other products in, get the other products out. It's also hard to have quality control at 10 different locations. It's more than 10 times harder than having it at one. There's reasons to have the multiple warehouses, but obviously they got to streamline, especially now because they lost DC. So they lost a lot of volume with DC. They need to be more efficient. It's just bottom line, that's it. Diamond has also seen furloughs and layoffs during the COVID crisis. We know that. As shipping new comics was suspended for 7 weeks. We know that as well, due to the big health event. In recent months, Geppi has pledged to take a more active role in running Diamond, and with the major comics distributor facing the issue of losing their number 2 publisher, DC, we can assume he'll need to be very active indeed. Basically, what Steve Geppi has to do is he has to show everyone he's working with and everyone he might need a favor from that he's the old Steve Geppi. He's in control of the place. Don't worry about it. His word is good. Stick with him. That you do need to do that. And when you're dealing with major banks, he's dealing with J.P. Morgan. He said in another article they're providing financing. They want to know that the owner of the place is very invested and that things are going to run smoothly. And that if they go asking around in the industry, which is what these big finance guys do sometimes, they're like, hey, tell me about this guy. Is he trustworthy? Does he keep his promises? Is he competent? Is he capable? And they do that due diligence. They ask those questions to make sure that they're giving money to and trusting someone that knows what the heck they're doing. And this Stan Hyman, floating around for a year in the comic book industry, nobody even knows who the heck he is. He's not going to have enough credibility for Geppi to do what Geppi needs to do, which, whatever it is. And he'll get it done because he's a tough guy. Again, he's the head of really the comic book store industry. Not the comic industry anymore, but the comic store industry. This is Steve's letter. He writes, "Good morning. Today I'm announcing an organizational change that will help us lean even further into the many opportunities to elevate our industry, our business, our brands in this fast-moving and evolving marketplace. Effective immediately, I am reassuming the role of President Geppi Family Enterprises, In addition to my position as Chairman and CEO, Stan Hyman will be departing the organization. I thank him for his contributions and wish him all the best in his future endeavors." Wow. That means we're never going to hear from Stan Hyman again, and we're a little disappointed in him. That's usually what that means. I'm not saying I have inside info. If I write that in a letter that I wish you luck with your future endeavors, it's sort of like, get out of here. Okay, he goes on to say, "As you know, I have a strong history," he does, "of growing and leading the organization for several decades, and I am energized about our next phase. I am supported by an exceptionally talented executive leadership team with deep experience and an unwavering commitment to our industry, as well as by the incredible teams they've built under them. People that work for the people that manage things for him. I am proud and privileged to work with such amazing people. This means that we will not be hiring any new people, and the people who don't fit in with this vision are not going to be there. Under my guidance, the executive leadership team will support a comprehensive strategic review." Oh, wow, that's something you always do right before you let people go. "To position," I'm glad I don't work for these guys. They would never get rid of me. I mean, I'm like freaking, gold, but just the same. Who wants to have this over their head? "A comprehensive strategic review to position the enterprise for future growth. I feel a tremendous responsibility to our employees, which means if he lets them go, he feels bad about it, and the industry, and I fully intend to set all Geppi Family Enterprises brands on a path for robust growth. When he says he fully intends to do this, this means like, hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, this is not an adoption agency. Get out. I'm not putting words in his mouth. I'm just saying that's what I mean when I write stuff like this. I am confident we have the right leadership with talented teams in place, and I see enormous opportunities for GFE. That puts people on notice as to say, listen, I just vouched for you, and I told everyone in the industry you're competent and you're good. Don't make me look foolish. You'd better execute. Back to the letter. You will be hearing more from me in the coming weeks as I'm committed to keeping you all informed and involved. Be well, and I hope you find some time this holiday weekend to relax and recharge. Thank you for all your continued support. I appreciate all you do. Loves, Steve Geppi. So what this means is he's taking control of Diamond. Diamond is probably not going anywhere. Good for them. And they'll probably have a lot of layoffs. Good for them. If they don't need the people, what are they doing keeping them? The PPP loan stuff. So Richard Meyer, your boy Zach, did a great video on this. And he's just basically, he's got some good inside information too. Everybody loves Richard Meyer. There's a few people that don't like him, but everybody who loves comics sincerely loves Richard Meyer and what he's contributed to comics with his independent publishing and his great videos. Comics Matter with your boy Zach. And he was talking about when these PPP loans run out, there's going to be a lot of layoffs. And I think he's absolutely right. A lot of companies got a lot of money. Diamond themselves got $5 to $10 million just from their Diamond Comics Distributors enterprise. That doesn't even include their separate companies. What is this? Diamond Select Toys and Collectibles got $150,000 to $350,000. A lot of people got a lot of money. It's not just like Diamond taking money. This is Dark Horse, who's owned by, a large percentage of them is owned by a Chinese company now. Good for them. But they have money. I don't know why they have to take these loans if they have the money. But in any case, if they're entitled to it, let them take it. Archie Comics is taking money. IDW is taking money. Viz Media is taking money. And some of these major retailers. Newberry Comics, these are the guys that published The Tick back in the day. If you know what that is, it's an indie comic turned into a TV show twice. And you got San Diego Comic Con somehow got a hold of this money. Star City Comics and Games. I don't know those guys. I like the sound of them, though. Cool name. They're probably retailers. Boom, the publisher. Image Comics. What are they doing taking this money? Here's a funny one. Here's probably the funniest one. To me, the funniest one is Skybound. Why? Robert Kirkman needs all that money? All right. If you're entitled, take it. Valiant took the money. There's a lot of companies took the money. They needed the money. They should take the money as long as they're entitled to it. I like what Dynamite's doing. This is just a separate piece. Dynamite's extending their returnability through August to reduce risk for retailers. This is the right thing to do. You do not want to be a publisher who's just pushing his comics into stores on a non-returnable basis and leaving people stuck with them. You can get a little bit of extra money in the month of August if you say, no, you're stuck, I don't care. But it's a lot of good faith when retailers know, hey, look, I'm not going to stick you with stuff. If it doesn't sell for you, if it doesn't make you money, we'll accept some returns. So good on you, Nick Barucci, for doing that. That's the way you do it. Again, College of the Dead, check this out. collegeofthedead.com. Links also in the description. The Mermaids, it's coming soon. Coming very soon. Make sure you're signed up on the email list. You can't buy it now no matter how much money you have. It's not for sale. But you can sign up to the email list, and then you can be there when it launches. That would be amazing. Thanks again for checking out the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. I will have links to these articles as well. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. I will see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.